We have been focused on you for a year and a half.
Daniel,
Waiting for
he's making crap up.
No. And
He
Come
definitely
on.
exaggerates a little bit.
He might exaggerate just a bit. Here's the thing about selling, Dave.
I'm not trying to sell you nothing.
But that's the point. You may not be trying to, and you keep saying this stuff. But when you convey a message to somebody, and you make outlandish claims. Let me finish.
It might not be outlandish to him.
It
might be outlandish.
It sounds
to him.
outlandish. It sounds outlandish to me,
It's
and
not
I'm the
outlandish.
customer.
It is not outlandish to him.
I understand that, but I'm not. But I'm the customer. I'm hearing your message,
Yeah.
and it sounds outlandish.
But I'm being sincere.
I didn't argue about that part.
Okay.
What I said was,
A little over the top.
customers. It doesn't matter what your intention is. It matters what they hear.
Yeah.
And if they're hearing things that sound outlandish, they're going to be skeptical.
Yeah.
No matter what's said.
So that said, though, for a year and a half.
That leads right back into your problem you're having.
Yeah, for a year and a half, we have been preparing for you without you on board, and we have been consulting with other professionals in the field. So
how does that work for you?
Everything that we do is purposeful, and we put a lot of work, effort, and research into it. So we're not just like making this stuff up.
What?
If it looks like that, we're not. We're getting
I
really
make it
good
up all the
coaching.
time.
I know.
I'm not judgmental about that.
we're getting really good coaching because we want our desires to do everything, as good as we can. So really good now to be able to have you on board to get your input on these things, and we have to bring you up to speed a little bit on where we've been for the last year and a half, because we have spent a lot of time, effort, money, and resources.
Obviously, you have, or you wouldn't have a plan. You wouldn't have a complete structure in place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but as far as like your topic, I mean, preparing for you, we had to like fake sales until you got here.
Fake sales.
Right? I mean, we had to figure it out on our own. We're not the professionals in that field.
Right.
You are, so.
But you guys, you said you got some coaching from somewhere.
Yeah, and we're going to share some of that with you because we think some of that is valid, and some of it's old school. So we're going to probably try to do a little of both.
Well, I guess the first question is, whatever you're doing, how's it working? If it's not working, then...
We've only had one attempt, and we were kicked out of Facebook after the first $2.35 we spent.
All your ads?
Yeah.
Work from home is apparently a scam phrase.
It is.
We didn't know that, so we found out the hard way. We didn't know.
Yeah.
We knew some. I knew about some other ones, but I did not know about that one. And you have to learn that they don't have a list of these.
No.
You have to wait till you're kicked out before you find out. It's like, oh shit.
Can't use those words.
So
kicked off for work from home. At least they told you.
We are planning on relaunching this again while this group is still going. So we'll be looking at different ways to phrase things so that we don't piss off the main resource that we're going to use for advertising. So so we got to do a lot of shifting there so we don't get flagged.
That's hilarious.
And we can't even use the quityourjobforlife.com address. They didn't like that. We're banned. We're not banned. We're only banned from advertising, not for regular.
What?
Yeah, they were not. They were pissed. So I was like, what? And I didn't know because we see lots of other opportunities on there, but they're all carefully worded. And the last thing that we kind of eavesdropped on was the last Tony Robbins thing, which was similar to ours, similar message.
Very.
And I thought, we're going to fit in there, no problem. But I did notice that when they first launched their product, the name changed 3 times, and now I know why.
Yeah, they settled on Own Your Future, which is so vague.
Yeah, Own Your Future.
And we're like, why would they do that? Now we know.
Now we know.
Yeah, there's a reason.
So
that's pretty funny.
It was interesting. So, we've been watching a lot of other people do this stuff, and I can tell you, even when we compare ourselves to Tony Robbins, we're like, as far as what we're offering is like over the top, way better than what Tony Robbins is offering, or any of those guys. So we're really confident that we have a really outstanding product. Now finding people who can stand it is the other problem. Because we get people interested. We had 20 people interested, and we ended up with 9. So we had 20 people in, then we had 15 sign up, and then 9 are in. We had to boot the other ones because they couldn't keep up or didn't want to. Or they were like, I can't do it. It's too hard. Now this is a really intensive premium product. We knew we were leading with that. And the reason that we chose to do that was because the people that we have in our leadership, we want them to go through this. And it's the fastest, quickest, easiest way to become an expert in your field. And we want all the people that we work with to have that level of perceived expertise. So, I mean, they're representing us, so they got to keep up. So we want all of our people, the leadership, to go through this process. So we have a couple of things, like people who want to play with us, we can force them to go through it, no problem. But we also want to invite people to come in from the outside who don't know us. Problem. That's where you come in. Well, and our experience comes in. I mean, because ideally we were running, 4 different ads, and we would have been able to have some data to track from that. But we didn't get very far. So we got no data to track, basically.
Well, for the next round, we need to get a lot more ads than that. That's not
more than 4.
Yes.
Really?
For a trial set, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we're going to continue to run all, but yeah, it's like dozens is kind of what the industry benchmark is from what I've been reading.
Wow.
Because you just don't know what, and also all of them could work, but the thing is, you need more. Like people need to be able to see multiple ads, but not necessarily the same exact design and text.
Oh yeah, sure, right. Different variations for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That gives us more to track. I get it, totally. And if you got one that gets traction, then you make variations on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm totally down for that. Because you can always do better. You got logged in to this system? Cool.
Well, first off, you need 7 to 10 impressions before you even get remembered.
Yeah, we know that.
Well, okay, but if they're all the same, you get ignored by 3 or 4.
If they're all the same.
If they're all exactly the same, in other words, you start seeing the same imaging, same wording.
We don't do it. They have a flipper built into Facebook.
Right, but 4 is not enough.
Yeah.
Because if you see all 4 2 times, that puts you at 8. You're already on the borderline of bouncing them out because they want to check out about it. They want to skip and ignore things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I skip all the freaking ads because I don't care. Well, but
there are many people who are not.
clicking on ads in Facebook is
They
not.
click on them, and they pull out their credit card. They got the credit card sitting right by their computer.
That's so weird. That is so weird.
I know.
But it doesn't matter if I do it.
So our target market, we
So
kind of
let's
picked
let's talk about that first of all. You
we
approached 20.
Yeah, well, we went 35-year-olds that were.
Let's go back to the people you got in this group. You reached out to 20 people.
I personally reached out to 20 people I knew that I thought could do this.
Okay. So you reach out to 20 people, and you've got 9. And you feel like that's a failure.
Well, we wanted 12.
Okay, that's great. But what's your conversion rate on 20?
Less than half.
45%.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me tell you that if you are in a business marketplace and you contact 100 people and 45 of them buy your product,
Well,
no, let me finish. That's fantastic. That's not bad.
well, I just want to tell you that 4 of us, 4 that I'm counting, are us.
Oh, you guys going through it again?
Well, yeah, we're going through it again.
You're counting yourself?
And we're bringing 2 other people who've gone through it again, which I am dragging from my house. They're in my house. So if you subtract the 4 from that, then that's 5.
Okay. It's 25% conversion, still good. Just saying.
well,
I'm
Except
just
for
saying it in
except
sales.
for I
and
asked 20 people that I thought could do this.
Yeah, you thought well, that's yeah. But, again, you're talking about 20 people that you thought that could do this, not 20 people that were interested.
That's true.
You
That's
took-
true.
You
That
took
is
you
true.
took
You
you
got
took
it.
the hardest sales approach possible
Mhm.
as far as getting people involved. You picked people that basically didn't know anything about what you were trying to do, and try to convert them into taking and investing 19 weeks of their time. That's not. I mean, 25%.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's not a bad conversion rate.
I know. We've heard about like people's initial reaction to the 19 weeks was like, "What the fuck?"
Well,
Yeah.
And we talked about this before. I mean, not only the 19 weeks, but what am I going to talk about for 19 weeks? How can I stay on one topic for 19 weeks? And how do I write 500 words a day for 19 weeks? I mean, you can run down the list of, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
people that have never been involved in or tried to do anything like this.
Exactly. We haven't covered that with them, because they're not in. So
Well-
it's overwhelming. Their thought of it is overwhelming.
I don't know what you told the people that are in this, but I think in the webinar we did, we mentioned it a few times, but we didn't really hammer in that it's writing for a big chunk of it, right? We just said an hour a day.
Right.
So I think if we kind of, we're not as upfront about what we mean by an hour a day, because they're not writing the whole time anyway. There's more stuff that they need to do. But
Yeah. Right.
I think if we didn't even say that we're writing for 90 days, even in the beginning of the course, if it's just, okay, for this week, you're writing 7 blog posts, right? And then next week, okay, this week you also are writing 7 blog posts. but we have one extra thing to do every week, basically. So
Yeah.
I think if we took that approach more, then we might be a little better, have better retention, because people can think about a week at a time,
Mhm.
and they can commit to an hour a day to build your business in 19 weeks. I think,
Mhm.
but it's like he's saying, maybe. I mean, it takes somebody that's dedicated, but if you're not at that level to where you can't commit an hour a day, then you're probably not going to be successful in the business anyway. Of course, we may want to sell to people like that just because a lot of people maybe think that they couldn't do it.
I mean, yeah. Well, most people. I mean, I've asked people this. Would you like to write a book? Yes. You know what you'd like to write?
Who are these people? Because I always say no.
Who would, and have you written one? No. Could you write one? No.
No.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
Do I want to? No.
Well, then you would be out on the first question.
But I'm still doing it.
You wouldn't even make the other ones. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing is, I think you're approaching this in a. I think you're asking the wrong question. You want to write a book? Who cares? Who cares if you want to write a book? That's not the point. Do you want to have a lifestyle that allows you to do what you want to do, take care of your family, have more time, more freedom, more flexibility, all while focusing your time on things that you are passionate about and believe in? And that's the question. The book and the web posts and all those are just the methodology. Those aren't the goals.
Well, I find a lot more people that wished they could write a book.
Right.
Just wish, and that's all they ever do.
But again,
Okay.
but how successful are you translating these people to functioning in the system? It doesn't matter. The book, I'd love to write a book. Great, that's not a motivator. That is an idea. That is not a motivator. There's no emotional value connected to that. Now, what's your topic? Are you passionate about it? Do you care? Are you really motivated by this? Or are you motivated by the other side of, hey, I'd like to be able to take care of my family and not have to go grind 10 hours a day at some job and deal with jackass customers or a boss that's completely psychopathic, or, I mean, you can run down all the reasons people don't want to work for somebody else.
Sure.
That, having a intrinsic personal motivator that is beyond an idea of, I'd like to write a book, is much more important. You're talking about, this is an emotion, you have to sell emotionally in this. They have to have an emotional connection because it's going to require a lot of emotional energy. And wanting to write a book, for most people, is not an emotional motivator. So focusing on the lifestyle change and the bigger goals for their lives, I think, would be a better sales pitch. Because you're really trying, because that's really what it's about. The book is a means to that end.
And that's how we packaged it
the
in
book-
this process.
the book
We
is-
didn't make it about writing the book.
No, but you're first. You talk to people and you ask them about writing a book.
Well, I'm just saying
That's irrelevant.
people who want to can't do it, and then with our system they can. So if that was the only thing they got, the people who want to write a book, then it's worth $7,000 and 19 weeks to have a book finally.
If that motivation to write a book is significant enough, they're going to put forth the effort to stick with it for 19 weeks.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's not it's not a personal, intrinsic, deeply seated, beyond your talking about, hierarchy needs and figuring out how to tie what you're trying to sell to them, basest and deepest desires and needs. That's what we're trying to sell.
Yeah.
Because writing a book is a means to an end. I mean, some people write, if you're talking about creative writing, people write them because they're just passionate about it. They love the idea, the concepts they create in their mind. They're, and I know some authors that have, one guy just published his 17th book on Amazon. He's got a whole series of, kind of steampunk era adventures, series he's writing. Yeah, he makes some money on it. He does. It's not, but the money's not the motivator. Telling the story is the motivator for him.
Selecting people that want to write a book but haven't is probably it might even be worse than average, because there's no real barrier to writing a book except for them. Right. So by finding people who want to write a book but haven't, we're actually only finding people that do not have the motivation to complete
They're
it.
failures. They're total failures.
Well, because the people who want to write a book and have that driving need to do it,
they're going to do it.
Do it. Like, all you need is Word, and you're done.
You don't even need a Word. You can get that free WordPad thing.
Yeah.
Knock it right out.
Yeah.
You don't even need a computer. You can do it on typewriter or handwrite the damn thing.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, I think that the writing of a book approach. In fact, for most people who want to change their situation, the concept of writing a book is probably an overwhelming concept of, hey, that's way too much. I can't do that.
I already know I can't do that.
I already know I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I have no desire to do that or whatever. So out of the gate, talking about a book, freaks them out. And it's a means to an end. So I don't know that I'd focus on, hey, where to write a book. I don't know I'd even talk about it. That's not something they need to know up front. That's not something that has to happen day one. They're building towards it as long as
it's an important part of the stack, because it's
I understand that stack.
you don't like the stack.
But you're talking about an important part of the stack that is a byproduct of the other activities. Okay, that happens because they do this other stuff. That comes out of 19 weeks of doing your blog post every day, right?
Right.
Okay, so
That's the $10,000 website.
Right, but you're not hearing. You're all wrapped up in what you think is valuable, and what you think is valuable, Dave. Let's just be clear, isn't valuable to 95% of the population. Just because they don't think like you. You know this.
Yeah.
This $10,000 website, that's not. That's a means to an end. What's the end? Oh, I don't have to go schlep it over at McDonald's, or I don't have to go deal with jackass customers, or oh, my boss is an asshole. I don't want to get out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning, walk my dog, make my breakfast, get my kids off school, get to work by 8:30, clock in, spend 8 hours there, have a structured half-hour lunch, take a 15-minute break, answer phones all day, answer stupid questions. They don't want to do all this. A lot of the people doing jobs, they're doing jobs because they need the money to take care of their family, not because they love what they're doing.
So we don't want to sell the book or the website. We want to sell the lifestyle
Correct.
to the people.
You need to sell. You need to be selling, because I'm going to tell you right now. You go back and look at the advertising that was done, for example, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziano's whole pitch. It was not about we're going to write a book and do this. It's about owning your future. Owning your future. Very vague concept, right? Hugely vague. Very vague, but they were tying into having control of what your life is like, as far as you actually having control, you actually making decisions proactively, choices that help you accomplish what you want, rather than doing things you need to do to make your basic pyramid of needs fulfilled. just the base level of food and shelter, for example, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what people work for, is the basics.
Yeah.
The people that get really, that are really blessed and have found places, found ways to get beyond that, like, the owners of Flat Valley Brewery. They were homebrew guys. They're right down the road here. Started a brew pub and restaurant. And they struggled through a whole bunch of crap, like city changing and not having the right kind of fire stuff in the building that they were leased. And I'm just, they dumped tons of their own capital to make that work. But they had an overall passion for what they were doing, and it wasn't about, a website or whatever. It was about, hey, I love to homebrew and I like to create beer, and let's do this. That's something they loved. Yeah. So that passion was beyond, and I think we're talking about trying to get people to invest. I mean, a lot of time. And if you're targeting people who are working, and we're doing our classes in the middle of the day, that's hard. Because anybody who's stuck in a job, in most companies right now, getting motivated. That's the thing, is if you got somebody that tells you they're working for somebody and they got 3 hours a day to kill, then they're probably not somebody who's motivated enough to find their own energy to do something beyond whatever the bare minimum of the job is. Because in any organization, there's plenty to do to keep you busy all day long. Yeah. Right? And if they're sitting at a desk for 8 hours only working 4 and not doing anything else, how motivated are they, really? Are they motivated? No, they're collecting a paycheck, so they're not doing anything above and beyond what's basically required of them. Not a good target either, in my opinion.
I agree.
Because they're already not maximizing their efforts. They're already not doing it.
Well, the idea with the noon time was to get people at lunch, because some of the feedback we were getting was people are also super busy, especially family people after.
Oh, right.
So at the most consistent time we could get was their
Right,
on a lunch break.
I guess the question I would have then is, it required live attendance? No.
We have replays up.
Right, you have replays up.
They miss out on the live interaction, which can be huge for stuff like trying to figure out what your title is and things like that. I mean, you want to have that kind of, but we have the backup of the Facebook group where you can post and say, this is what I'm thinking about, can I get some input?
And we're not getting any response, you're not getting any interactions there either.
No, not yet.
Well, a lot of this group aren't either people who don't like to use Facebook or are currently kicked off of Facebook.
Yeah.
So
what the heck?
There is that.
Well, then put them in, so if that's the case, then why didn't you put them in the Discord group? Because Discord is not dependent on Facebook.
We don't know how that works. That's why.
Well, it's the same thing. Just invite them. No, it's Discord. Just invite them to your channel. Tell them it's Discord, and then you have text channels where they can post questions. Hey, this is what I'm thinking about, and everybody who's there can still respond. It's no different than a Facebook group, except for it's off the Facebook platform, and there's no moderators. They don't micromanage what you say in your chats. That's up to you as the chat room, as the channel owner. So there's a lot more freedom there, especially for people who have controversial topics. And there is, and frankly, it's got the right kind of format that gets you free.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how privacy is working in our private group right now.
Well, Facebook's getting rid of privacy for all private groups. I've been getting notifications on some of my groups. So what they're nowadays, you can set a group to where if you're not a member, you can't see what's in it.
Right.
They're turning that to if you're not a member, you can read but not write.
Oh, we need to get out of there then.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Yes.
I just got an invitation from Facebook, popped up, right, on my phone, said, share the Quit Your Life group, our private group, promote it on Facebook.
No.
It's like, why the hell would you promote a private group on Facebook? What's the point? Nobody can see it. Oh, yeah. They're pulling the
privacy. Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see where people.
So then we need to
move.
Yes, that'll be interesting to see where the primary platforms move. That also being said, means you need to have a channel for communications that are more geared towards your students
Yeah.
that is not going to be public. They don't want.
No, we don't want people to see our stuff.
I don't-
Like you're going through our underwear.
We could put a forum up too, or just the good thing about Facebook was the push, and most people have the app or on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we
But
wanted somewhere we could
But
push stuff.
unfortunately, they're taking that away, the value of it away from you. So
Yeah. So
that's sad.
if we figure out, because we need to go to an app or something that most people have installed already, because there's so much technical front load on this front end that if we also say now you need to learn a whole complete new software and install it,
Yeah.
I think that might be a lot for people.
Well, Discord's not super complicated.
It's not. I mean, I like it, but
Oh.
it's amazing when you work with non-technical people that kind of push back you stuff.
I'm
the
sure.
basic stuff.
I get that, but as far as platforms that are simple that offer not only a text component, but a live voice chat component. I mean, it is the simplest one out there. It's easier than Skype. It's easier than anything.
Mhm.
I don't know. We just discovered Google something or other.
Hangouts?
It's really cool.
They have a thing called Meet now.
Yeah, it's Hangouts repackaged.
It's so
Yeah.
cool though. It
Yeah.
has a whiteboard that we all can share live. I was looking for that for years.
Well, the thing that I thought was cool about it is there's no install. It runs in the browser, and it's
Right.
like a Zoom Lite alternative that also does not have a monthly thing.
Right.
And I think it might be an easier barrier to entry to people who are not using Zoom.
If you
Of
have
course, that's
Gmail,
not
if you have a Gmail or Google account, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're being served, you're so old school. You've got AOL email
Yeah.
or Yahoo email.
Yep.
You know,
we got
and-
those.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of people though who don't have like a YouTube account or some kind of
True.
Google related account.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem with that is it's Google's now. It's the alphabet, which means that they're monitoring all of it and using it for marketing.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
You think it's fine that they're going to monitor what you're talking about? These people are trying to write books.
Well, I'm sure Zoom is doing it too,
We're just-
and
we're-
Facebook's doing it
I know.
too.
I know
We're just
Facebook's
a
doing it,
number.
and I know that Google's doing it.
Mhm.
Zoom's probably not quite there yet because they haven't been around that long.
I'm sure a partner has approached them with an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah, monetizing all that
You
Metadata
know it.
is
You know it.
huge,
Yeah. But it's still
especially now that Apple's
we're
starting to
just
crack down
in
on
the
it.
mix. We're
Yeah.
just generic. It's not personal. You know, it's just generic. We're just numbers and figures.
Okay.
Although I like to see lingerie. That's going to come up on my Facebook feed now.
Not mine because I have all my
And my phone is
all my
off.
stuff is off. Location tracking, every app in the world is turned off. They can't
Yeah.
use
I
share
know.
my data.
It's so crazy.
That's why I don't like freaking Skype. It's owned by Microsoft. You know they're freaking listening in.
Oh yeah, they used to send user data to China
Mhm.
back in the day. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah. Yeah. Skype is the devil. If Discord gets bought by Microsoft, I'm out too.
Yeah.
It's the I don't like what they I hope eventually they get their heads out there with rectums, but
Well, and my position is I'll use whatever resources people want to use. So I'm not really that against or
Neither am
tied to
I.
any particular platform. Just if we can get everybody to get on it, it's good for me.
Yeah,
Just-
the
I don't
Google
really,
Meet would.
really passionate or care.
I think that's a good idea because it is basically already available across the board.
And the whiteboard. I mean, I think of what we're trying to do right now to be able to share. We could all be at home and sharing a whiteboard.
It's not really a replacement for Facebook though. It's a replacement for Zoom.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, that's true.
So we kind of need a place where people can interact and also be pushed with daily kind of like keep going stuff.
I can tell you, I'm really disappointed in losing the Facebook thing. And that was
Well, that's
perfect for us.
that's
It's
the-
a private group.
Oh, that's fine. Go to Instagram. Can't really have a private group, but yeah.
That's what we need. We need something where people can have no fear with posting.
Well,
They
the
want
problem
to
is now that if Facebook's eliminating all the other stuff, it really doesn't.
And I think of like our. We
There's,
already kind of
there's
have
not
that
really a
problem.
platform out there, really, is there?
No, I mean it would. We could install form software on our server, and that would probably be the ideal for interacting. But then they have to go and log into something else, which is the negative side of that. But
Unless they're already logged in, if it's part of their member.
I don't know. I've got.
But well, even still, they have to go look for it. And the thing with Facebook is, if they're sitting there wasting time, they might get a notification or see one of our posts through their feed. That was the big thing
I know,
with
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. I love that.
I mean,
It
Telegram
was perfect.
has push and it's got private things, so we could use Telegram. It's a little more chat oriented than like post oriented.
Chat is in video chat? Or
No, like text chat.
Text chat.
It's like a text chat rooms that everybody can communicate with.
And does it have a video option as well?
I believe you can stream to Telegram, yeah,
Not bad.
or post videos if we wanted to do that. I don't know if we're going to be using that much.
The video, you mean?
Yeah, in that kind of a thing, because we would be doing Zoom or Meetup or whatever.
But people have to be able to upload documents. I mean, you can't upload a document with Facebook. That was annoying when we found that out. So that was disappointing. If they can do that though, that would be great. If they can do that with Telegram.
I believe so. I've only used it for one or two things. I'm not really that familiar.
Yeah.
I just know that it's something that people use for stuff like this.
And is it phone only or phone and PC?
It might be. I know it's phone. I don't know if it's on PC.
Yeah.
We can look it up if we're seriously considering doing something like that.
Well,
We just got to figure out.
We have to find something, you know.
Yes.
Because Facebook's going to just have this in the back. Or they have. Luckily, I guess they're not going to tell people about us, but they can still find. They can search for stuff.
Right.
Come up.
Yeah, it's got the full suite of every kind of app you want.
You'd expect them to. I mean, honestly.
I wasn't sure. Like Instagram has like a website, but its PC version is very limited. So I wasn't sure if they were like that. But no,
Right.
they got everything.
That might be a thing, and then we can put it inside the members area as, you know, a tool that we use, and try to explain why we have to go away from the Facebook thing, which luckily nobody's really using that anyway.
Well,
So we're not gonna break anyone's heart.
no, but unfortunately, I mean, it's the most convenient,
It is the most convenient.
the most flexibility of what you're looking for, because it does. I mean, most people already do have that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea that you can't post a text. That's bad. But I mean, a document.
Well, another thing I've seen people do is the custom forum, or not custom, but they install like Discourse or something like that, one of the forum softwares,
Okay. Yeah.
and then it emails people like either manually once a week or like every couple days. It'll email people like this. These are conversations you missed. So the push could be email. That's another option.
Could it do alternatively text an alert? That might be interesting.
Well, I don't know that it does it, but I think that we could do that. The thing is, with the text, you don't really get much room, so you wouldn't be able to be like, "Here's the top conversations you missed." But I mean, we could handcraft or have like a coach for each session as part of their like weekly thing. Craft a couple quick text to send to everybody about what's going on in there, kind of thing. At the very least.
Oh, well, there you go. It might not be bad just to have a text group. No? Why don't you just say
I'll bounce right out of it.
People are using their phones already.
Right, I know. The
But
thing,
then you don't have to have someone like transferring information from the phone to the.
I mean, it's figuring
to
it.
the-
Well, maybe ideally, because you can, with some of the marketing platforms, you can schedule text just like you schedule emails.
Oh yeah, that's easy enough.
So it might be like we devise a set of targeted texts for each stage of it and have everybody on that list. So everybody should be getting an email from us like once or twice a week and getting a text from us once or twice a week, all of which go say, hey, stuff's going on in the group, you need to be in there, kind of thing, as part of it. And then it maybe doesn't need to be responsive to what people are actually saying. Because once we get the group flowing anyway, people are going to say the same kind of stuff every time anyway.
Yeah.
So we can, in week 2, we'll know that people are going to be talking about blank. So we can, hey, people are talking about blank in the group. You should get in there, kind of thing. But when they're in there, then they can actually get the real interaction. Because with Telegram, it's kind of like that long form text, so you can't really differentiate conversations. But with the form software, it's more like Facebook, where you can kind of have a post and then responses under it,
I love forums.
and you can get much more in depth into what's going on.
Forums are directories. I'm a directory guy. I
Mhm.
like to see things formatted well like that, you know. But I like the structure of it. Other people, I guess, don't feel that comfortable with it. But I mean, man, I just love that.
There are a lot of people who don't like forums.
I know. A lot of people don't like the style of it. I love the style, the format of it.
Well, I mean,
But some people not. I mean, it's not a thing. It's not. There's not even. There's no. Why is there not a social forum somewhere?
there is. It's called Facebook.
Yeah.
No, not really. It's not set up like a forum though.
It actually
It's
absolutely
not set
is.
up like. Well, it doesn't have the hierarchy. It doesn't have the.
Really?
Like a directory.
Just because, yeah, there does have a directory, but everybody has their own personal hierarchy and all their own personal feeds.
Yes, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It is a forum. It's just, it's not. The index of that forum is not publicly available.
Right.
There's not a master index. There's a master index for each person and what their interests are.
Yeah.
Which is why it was so successful, because it took and eliminated in a general forum. You opened up a forum like Reddit,
Mm-hmm.
and back in the day, you saw all the posts, and you had to go find the ones you were interested in.
Or you started with a directory structure, and
Right,
you just
and
worked through the
right.
click,
Click, click.
your way down to
Facebook?
what you wanted. Yeah.
Facebook's is the same thing, except for
Yeah.
the only thing you see are the things you're already interested in.
Right.
The software I was thinking of is actually this Discord. So it's a form, but it's not like you click in through hierarchies. Like literally, the first thing you go, I don't know which way I'm scrolling.
I can't
So the first thing you see is just a list of posts.
Mhm.
Now they're categorized, but these are actually ordered by kind of popularity. And then if you want, you can drill in and go, okay, I want to see all the categories in blank.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you click into it, you would do something, let me see if I can click this way. Then you actually have the more in-depth discussion, and people can follow up and post images and whatever they want on it.
Well, that's the best of both worlds right there.
Yeah, so it's not really a full old school forum, but this is something we could host ourselves or paper hosting. There's the company that makes it has a plan, and it's completely private and all that stuff. So I mentioned that because I'm like, this is a paid one that I'm in actually. And for detailed information, when you want to go like search through what people have been talking about, it's
So
been pretty
easy.
good.
What's the software?
Discourse.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there's other ones that do similar stuff, but I've just seen this. I've seen this used from a couple of like private group type things as an option.
Civilized discussion? No way.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that.
What's the cost on that for if they host it?
I don't know what their hosting is. I know. I mean, it's open source.
$100 a month.
Oh,
To-
$100 a month?
to start with. They're doing
That's a little steep for me.
Yeah, well, we can host it ourselves.
yeah,
Well,
$100
yes,
a
we
month.
were
is
not
what-
going to have that kind of traffic in the beginning anyway. So.
I actually put one up for us at one point, and then nobody in our group. Everyone's like, "What is this?" Yeah. When I sent them the login stuff, and nobody ever logged in. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not
Well,
gonna do this."
But now we need an alternative thing to Facebook. I mean, that's just not going to work anymore.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm appalled
why would you get Paul?
because it was private. And
No,
the reason
yeah,
that we used it was because it was private.
Yeah, except for the fact that it never was private. It was Facebook property, and you just
Well,
gave away
yes,
all your
yeah,
rights
yeah.
to your stuff when you used it.
That, I'm okay with that. But I didn't want the average person to be able to put in a search query and have it show our page show up.
Well,
that
that's-
didn't happen before, and it's not happening yet, but it will happen.
Well, and
someday
then,
soon.
again, I'm going back to this. Why wouldn't they do what's in the best interest of them? Because they have control of it all.
I get that. I don't blame them for that. Because like they own the business, they can run it any way they want.
Correct.
I don't have a beef when they go changing up stuff on people.
I do. I think it's stupid. They're all
I hate it when they change it up on me.
marketing.
But they have the total right to do that. I think just like we have the right.
To bounce out.
Yeah.
And we will.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, the problem, from my perspective, the challenge of what we're trying to accomplish is just, for example, now I've got, since this started, I have 4 new websites I got to pay attention to.
Well, I think we're gonna modify
Or-
that.
Yeah, but even if you just do the one you're writing your blog post to and the Quit Your Job for Life, that's 2 new websites I got to pay attention to.
Well, we're gonna give everybody all the websites, but just later when they're ready to actually.
Oh, I understand. I just,
Right. We kind of overwhelmed them with one.
Yeah.
Even yes, there is that. It does overwhelm.
Besides the one you're writing on, we're just gonna set those up as like,
And have them hold them, and that's it.
yeah, they're not SEO, they're just business cards. So we make sure that when somebody searches you, they get your site.
Mhm.
That's why we want to stake those out early. But I think for the next time, we're probably gonna get those set up, like get them nailed down. But we're not gonna give them any login information to any but the one site until, because it's in 2 weeks, I believe, or week and 2.5 weeks, that we're actually gonna go through and like set up those sites and put
Right.
about pages and all that stuff. And then after that, we don't touch them.
Yeah.
And, unless you can update your whatever information. But
Or you can put anything on there you want. So.
yeah, if you,
Site,
it's open, you can use it, but you're not required to touch them again. You could post 500 words on every single one of them every day if you want.
yeah.
We're not stopping you from doing that.
And we had people toying with that. So
That's not viable.
Yeah, no. It's a waste of your effort, really.
Yeah.
You might have people, posting new pictures of themselves on their websites.
But some people might do
We do
that.
have that.
Oh.
They're tasteful,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They are.
kind of.
Kinda. That's fine.
I'm wondering why we didn't see her naked when we were in her class. That should be part of the class.
I know. What did I pay for?
I know.
Oh, you guys.
We're doing all this sex work. Of course, if I had to be naked, then I'd be out of the class.
Yeah, everybody would.
I wouldn't mind seeing her naked. I mean, I've seen her naked. But
Well, you
not
should
in
have given her a ride home. I'm pretty sure she wanted to give me a chance to see her naked.
Ay, ay, ay.
She's like, we can just wait at your house. My friend will come eventually. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
we're not doing that.
So I'd be like, well, yeah, but there's a hotel room down here. We'll just wait there.
So, your target marketplace of the 35-year-old blah, blah, blah that you had already carved out. How many of those people are actually in the class? None?
The what now? Try this again.
Your target market. You were talking about 35-year-olds.
Oh yeah, we didn't get a chance to do that.
Right. You didn't get a chance because
We got kicked
you broke all the rules.
got kicked in the balls before we figured anything out. So we didn't have time to read. So I just got on the line and started calling my people.
So how in the world are you going to rewrite this stuff to be able to get through the filters?
Well, yeah, we haven't set aside time for that yet.
Mm.
But that is one of the things that we need to do here pretty quick because we want to watch it while this group is still going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to spend some time creating funnels. I would like to spend Tuesday and Thursday building funnels,
That'd be fun.
so that when we get to the funnel stage, I know I can do them like there's no big deal.
Mm.
So I want to have it. I know it like the back of my hand. So
I'm thinking for getting people, and we need a way to prove our ability to do it. And we talked about this a little before, but we're asking a lot of money and a lot of time for people that don't know anything about us.
Mm-hmm.
And even for people that are well known in the industry, like we've been, because we keep an eye on all the people that are doing this kind of stuff. They're not starting out with, what we asked them, $1,500, but that was the heavily discounted price. It would be more than double that for the real class. That's a lot for somebody that doesn't know. So,
With no documented track record.
Yeah,
no
the next
testimony.
time.
but
we
even
run it,
if we did,
yeah.
It's
that's a
still,
lot because they don't know us.
it's still a big ask.
So what we need to do is a way to gradually get people into it. Like, the drug dealers give them the first one for free. We need to give them something that they pay for that they really like that can be digested very quickly.
And we start at like a $7 price point
Yeah.
and work out their way up from there.
Well, ideally we'd want like a $7 one, like a $200 one, and then maybe this one after that, or
Yeah,
maybe something in between, depending.
Yeah.
To where we can prove we know what we're doing, and that they like the way we work and stuff like that. And we're also filtering people out too through that, because if they're not a good fit, they're not going to make it through the $7 product.
Right.
And then then we're not putting ads on Facebook for the $2,000, $3,000 product. Then we're only selling to our list.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we are putting ads on Facebook, because you can target it, we will only show it to people that have bought the thing or who have been in the course relatively recently or something like that. And we don't have to be as blunt about what we're selling because they know what our deal is. And then we can say, hey, do you want to go to the next level? Stuff like that. That could be the way that we get around the Facebook stuff. But which means we would need to think of a way to get people in. So like, what could we give them that's like a week course or like a, an hour product or something, an hour lesson that gets them results right away. Like a little win just to prove it to them that yes, you can make money on the internet. It's not a giant scam.
Yeah, I like Gibson's idea. He was thinking about lead with their passion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we should be able to if we plug into that. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. Anybody else want one?
Yeah, sure. Should we just take a pause on this?
Oh yeah, we can do that. Okay, we're back. So, were any words spoken while we were on pause? Something I might have missed?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
We were just trying to think of ways that we could give somebody a quick $20 of profit on the internet. That's kind of the first product, just to prove to them that they can make money. And we were, I don't know, I thought maybe you would have a really good idea for something like that because you kind of have that skill set. But I was kind of running through stuff like maybe we teach them to put some ads on Facebook and sell like one of our products as an affiliate. Or maybe they just post some Amazon affiliate links somewhere on the internet, on Facebook or whatever. As long as they get a payday from it, I think that would really break the ice with people.
Facebook ad. That's interesting. That's kind of a sophisticated buy-in for an entry-level product.
Well, we're not teaching them the whole deal. We're just basically it'll be like fill in the blanks, kind of do this, run it. You'll make a little bit of money just to prove to them, like from our end, it's just to prove to them that they can do it online. But from their end, we would be maybe selling it as like a challenge, like, make money online in 7 days or something like that. And then the upsell, of course, would be, that you made a little bit, but this is not sustainable. You got to actually invest a little bit. Let's go to the next step. And then I don't know what the 250 product would be, but the 250 would be the next step to like really get them, more established. And then the upsell, this last one would be, you ready to be an international expert? We will make that happen and get the real bucks coming in, kind of a deal. But I mean, for us, our end, we're really not trying to sell these products to make money. We're really trying to sell the front end products to
collect our database of potential users.
Yeah, and to build rapport with them.
Yeah.
So they know we can teach. They know that we can do it. And like we've encountered with other people in this group, they know that there's money on the internet, but a lot of people just don't believe that it works. So we need to connect the dots a little bit. Give them their first little payday, like Juanita had, to where now they're going, oh shit, why am I not doing this?
Yeah.
And then they've got the drive to continue to the next level. And we're only asking a very minimal commitment from the beginning. It's not even really commitment. Like we give them the thing, we say if you follow these 7 days or whatever it is, 1 weekend of instruction and you do what we say as we're doing it, then you'll get something. You're not going to quit your job.
No, but you like they could stick their toe in the water with affiliate sales, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just opens up the conversation.
Oh, so sad. I used to know so many people that were supporting their family off of affiliate sales from Amazon. They got so screwed, those people.
Well, it happens eventually. You got to go to affiliates from other people.
Well, so, I mean, that's one way to get them. I think we should get them with the find your passion. I mean, make money online is part of it, but find your passion. I mean, I think people are potentially have more of a connection to that than to their finances.
Well, not our original target market.
Oh yeah, when it was just working at, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because
That's
for them,
working.
their drive was, I need to get out of this situation. I need a way to take care of my family. And that's something where they see every day. So if we go to your passion, we're switching it. But to me, from what I've seen, it's a rare breed of people that will do anything but talk about their passion.
David Gibson, which one do you think is more a viable entry point for our end game? Make money online or find your passion?
Probably make money online. Finding your passion is really important for the big project. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it is really important.
It'd be nice if they had that nailed down first. Yeah.
I mean, that's really important for the big project because they got to have something that they're really passionate about that they can become their expert in or become recognized as an expert in that. You know, for me, I do sales. It's not my passion, but I'm good at it. My passion is to helping people achieve their own goals. So it's coaching, developing, you know, that kind of stuff. But that's a marketplace I don't want to play in a web world because it's just a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody and their brother claims to be a coach of some sort or other, and you know, it's not something that's worth fighting everybody over. When sales really is an area that you start with, and it goes right into it, leads to it. I'll be there once you recognize an expert in sales and business development, organizational development. It all flows right out of that. It just stacks right up. So it's not a big deal. It goes there. Finding your passion is a long play. It's not an easy short sale. It's not something you can. So I think you're going to go with making money on the internet.
Okay.
And figuring out a way to get a quick hit return on that is the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see Facebook ads every day about affiliate marketing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's out there everywhere. You know, I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah, you need an affiliate product with a high, like you couldn't use Amazon now. But
We'll probably ClickBank if we're going to do that.
yeah, ClickBank would be a bigger payoff.
Or we think of something, we make something that's an affiliate that they can sell for us, which would be one of our returns anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people might not like that, but
I don't have to. Well, it depends.
the idea would be something we put together that we know, like we give them a small selection, like this stuff works basically. So we basically be just handing them a
Yeah.
winning model already,
Right.
but not super winning, just winning enough.
Yeah, just winning enough that they get a return on their investment. If, you know, $20.
Yeah.
Or whatever for a week, and that's a huge win. Figuring out how to do that.
I guarantee you'll make back the price of this course or your money back. Right? It's paid for. You'll pay for it with your own
Well, it's
returns.
$7, so
Yeah.
$21.
Well, we
pay
could-
three
we could-
times their investment.
Yeah, we could kick it up.
$19.95.
Yeah. Oh no, $7.
Yeah. What? How?
The ClickBank is probably the right product actually, because if they have a big enough market, some of those things pay out 99%.
Mm-hmm.
So
Plus, the better ones have swipe files, so they don't even have to write anything.
yeah, that's.
I'm glad you guys know what you're talking about.
But they don't convert that well though. But if they're putting up a Facebook ad and they're including their people that know them, and it's kind of like selling cars.
Yeah.
You might only sell cars for 1 month, but you sell everybody that you're related to and everybody you know. Then you're screwed.
And there's a lot of other stuff too. Like there's the no content Amazon book stuff. Like you put together a drawing book and put it on Amazon, make a few bucks that way. Some people are making a lot of money that way.
A no content. What? Say that again. A no content Amazon book.
Yeah, there's a whole market of people doing that. So like, we don't write anything. Like so, you might do a coloring book for like whatever season it is, and you just buy the line art from these places that sell for like $2 or $3 a thing. Stick it in, this page is this one, this page is that one. There's a pretty quick process you can do with, Photoshop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just put it up. You could do it in like 2 hours, make a coloring book. Or people do journals, like they just put lined paper in a book.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Blank pages in a book for an art journal.
Or, the thing that women know, or what every woman knows about a man,
Right.
or what every man knows about a woman. And it's just a blank pages,
Yeah,
cute stuff. But there's more ideas than that. But
I've bought lots of drawing books for my daughters off Amazon, all based on the covers and what they look like.
there's also this isn't really web marketing, but there's ways to make money off Fiverr where you don't really do anything. Like, so you learn how to write a good Fiverr ad, and then, like, let's say you do transcription services, right? You put it for like $5 a minute, or whatever it is, $1 for 5 minutes. Then there's places online that do it automatically for
Sure.
less than that. And you basically or content writing, right? You find a place that does it for cheaper, and there's a number of them, and then you do a slightly higher price thing on Fiverr, and you're an English speaker, so you're way above the average, Pakistani person that's on there as far as what people would trust.
Yeah.
And then you write a well-written ad, and you're basically, it's arbitrage, but it's not really a way you want to live your life, but it's a way that people could make money too. I mean, there's tons of things like this we could put them through. And the nice thing is basically like, we might even have to change it up because, if we sell this every, 2 or 3 months or something, we might need to go to a different one or change the copy because eventually there's going to be like 500 people that pop up on Fiverr with the same exact.
Yeah, but we're teaching them, and I think that's fine because we're teaching them how to make a little bit of money, and then we hit them up with how to make more.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's done.
So then they pull out of those. They don't want to do that anymore because big deal. So I was making $35 a day.
Yeah, it's the training wheels.
Yeah.
Everybody, when they get into a new space where they're not familiar, they want to do something that seems easy and safe. Like, even if they knew that they could make millions by writing a website the way we're doing it, a lot of people just don't want to do that because even being successful feels like is that you?
Yeah.
I don't even want to do this.
I don't want to do
Yeah.
it.
Even if they were successful, that also is scary to them. So we kind of need to break the ice, just the tip kind of a thing.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Still don't want to do it. It's too much work.
So it's a little work. It's an hour a day. Come on. I know. It's so weird.
It's not too much work. It's actually too much vulnerability. That's what's good.
There is a lot of
That's really what's good. Gets people. They're like,
which is a little bit about what my question was about.
I didn't understand your question. It didn't
I
make
don't
sense.
understand my question. Do you understand my question?
There was no question. It just says, my friend's catching me do this.
It said, what is your fear?
My friend's
What's the
catching me
question?
do this. Which do this what?
This, whatever this is.
Well, I don't know. Well, there's no context.
Well, this, what I'm doing right now.
The ones who don't know me as well as they think they do, who will try to save me from reaching too high. Okay.
They try
I
to
got
rescue
it.
you. They see you out doing
So-
something, and you're like,
so-
oh, no. Stop it.
So because the ones the people that don't understand,
like the people who know me are like, oh.
Dave's off on his own.
Yeah.
He's got his next idea he's trying to chase down.
Yeah.
The ones that don't know you that well are saying, hey, this is too much. This is not how you make money. Get back into a job, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The
Makes
ones that are
sense.
like, where they're trying to save my life. They
Oh,
think I'm running into a burning building.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like to them.
Yeah, that's. I'll just share with you what Gary Vaynerchuk says. Fuck them.
Okay.
That's what he says. Ignore them. If it's your parents, who cares?
Yeah.
You chase your passion. See, this is the thing.
But I think other people have that same, that's what we're talking about, the vulnerability, the same fear.
Well,
right?
yeah, but that's the thing is that it goes back to it. I mean, you have to live your life. You have to deal with the consequences. You have to own your choices.
That's an awful bold statement for most people.
No, it's not a bold statement.
Well,
It's the truth. Here's the fact.
A lot of people hate the truth, though.
No, I
Yes,
understand.
they
But no,
do.
the fact of life is you are where you are because what you've decided to do and the choices you've made.
No, it's because of my race, gender, sexual orientation.
See?
Yeah, really?
this is really-
So let's go and find the people that are successful of your same race, of your same gender, of your other predilections or desires. There are people out there of all those that have not accepted those excuses
Yeah.
and become successful.
Sellouts.
Sellouts, really? Okay.
They're not really black. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, this is
That's the playbook.
the
That's how.
stuff that we deal with every day. You know?
And I ignore them. If that's your excuse, I'm not playing with you. I ain't got time.
Yeah.
And that's the facts. Probably a big part of your challenge is you trying to save everybody.
Yeah, it comes from my
Yeah, I
background.
don't care.
That's my background right there.
Then you need to stop. Then go do that and stop trying to be in business.
Yeah, I
See,
know.
what we need is the dog whistle, like on our social media and stuff.
Mhm.
We need to be putting out stuff that really calls to the right people when they see it. Like, yes, that's it, and the rest of them are like, fuck that, you know. Not stuff that we're gonna get kicked off Facebook for, but
But no, he's right though. Who cares if they're not buying in? Move on. Why waste your time? It's not worth it. It's not.
Yeah, but our people that are buying in, like they were like, oh yes, I do. They're daring to step outside the
That's
box.
why I'm here to coach them and give them encouragement.
Yeah.
I am here to make them all feel better because I can fix all those problems.
They're daring to step outside the box, and their friends, their family, and everybody's going to attack them.
Right.
Well, I think Tony said something about that during his thing.
Gary Vaynerchuk addresses it all the time. Tony
Yeah,
says
he
it all
said
the time.
that. I think he said. Well, he didn't used to say it. It's a new thing. I never heard him say it before.
Well, that's probably because Gary Vaynerchuk said it and Tony said it. I probably didn't say something about that.
Yeah.
Because Gary's been saying it for 15 years.
He hasn't. I've been following Tony since 1986, I think. So
He's never told you to ignore those people. You basically ignore those people.
yeah. No. Now it's like
You have to.
he said, "Don't tell them what you're doing.
That's right.
Do not tell them what
If
you're
you
doing.
have-
This is between us."
If you are doing, there are, how do I put this? People are so conditioned to fall into the social norms that 95% of people, when you tell them what you're trying to accomplish, will naysay you.
Mhm.
They will.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll try to talk you out of it. You know, one of the reasons I'm still connected to 95% of the people I am is I never have. Except for you, I think you're crazy.
Well, it's because I am.
Yeah. But no, but really, I mean, like, a friend of mine, Becca, I told you about her. She's the one that does all the crafty stuff.
Mhm.
And every new idea she comes up with, I'm like, that's really cool. Good job. That's fantastic. It's amazing. And she is. She's very creative. I think it's cool.
Mhm.
You know, now stick with one of them. You might make some money, girl. But she's got her own side hustle going, and she does baskets for the holidays, and she cuts vinyl decals, and she does all kinds of crafty little stuff.
Mhm.
Sells it, moves on, and she enjoys it. Fantastic. That's great. You know, that's how it should be. But most people, you go into this whatever. I'm going to jump into the Bitcoin market. Oh, that is too risky. I'm going to do this. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You got to ignore them or don't tell them.
Don't tell them. That's what I thought that was really good advice.
It is.
Tony
because-
gave me. It's like just between us. This is private. You have, opted to do something that a normal person will not do.
Mhm.
So keep it between us. Anyone else is going to try to shut you down.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least for this, and he always has a limited amount of time. It's like for this week. For this week, it's just us. After that, you decide what you want to do. You're out. Whatever. But if you really want to change your life, then you keep going, and you still don't tell them.
No, you can't. I agree. I mean, there is a safe place to talk about. For example, having as a salesperson, having a sales discussion with somebody who's never done sales is pointless. It's a waste of time because they say stupid shit and you just want to smack them. Seriously,
Maybe
they don't-
they've been professionally trained.
No, because they just don't understand.
Yeah.
If you've never been in business where you're trying to sell something, you're dealing with a difficult customer. Let's say you're a nurse, right? And you've never had to deal with the stupid ass questions from customers and all the demands and whatever it is, or you're an accountant, you never talk to a customer, you work in a big corporation, your job's to crunch numbers or write content or design or program software or whatever it is. And you come to a sales conversation, you're going to say stupid shit like, "Well, just do this." Really? Why didn't I think of that? Oh yeah, we did that. We did that 15 fucking years ago. Thank you. And this is why it doesn't work. And I don't want to explain it to you and tell you what the real problem is
Oh yeah.
because I got to explain all this other stuff that happens first because you don't have a clue as what it takes to get to this point in the sales process.
Right.
Why waste my time? It's not worth it. You talk to a salesperson who's been through it. They don't go back to the step one because obviously. They meet you where you're at and talk about it. Somebody who's never done it, they're clueless. They say stuff that just doesn't make sense. Like me, I'll be like, okay, I don't understand why we're doing this. What's clickbait? Or ClickBank, I'm sorry, ClickBait. What's it do? I don't understand it. Why would I do that? You know, I have no clue.
Yeah.
I had to look it up
Mhm.
because I didn't know what it was.
Cool thing. It's a high paid affiliate marketing thing, not like the
Yeah.
4% you get from Amazon.
4%?
Yeah, it varies, but it's about 4.
Ouch.
Sometimes less.
Yeah.
But if you sell big stuff, I've been selling so many DC
Cars.
submersible well pumps off my website. It's crazy, and they're like $300 or $400 a pop. So, like, Yeah.
That's working.
actually, I want to move
$16 a shot.
Yeah. Well, what I want to do is I should just get a supply of my own because they're Chinese shit that people are selling on Amazon, right? I just buy like 50 of them from China, and then sell them directly. Be like, instead of affiliate linking to Amazon, be like,
Or even better, find a better quality one made in the United States.
Or package it yourself.
no, if anybody even makes it in the United States.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Package it yourself and
It would be really nice. I mean, there's a big, you could, yeah.
pre-assemble it.
There's a huge,
What I'd actually like to do, there are a few companies that do really good quality stuff,
Uh-huh.
And I'd like to be able to work with them and basically get a commission
Uh-huh.
when something sells on my site. I've reached out to a few, and they don't have affiliate programs. They don't want to talk about it. They're like, just send them to our website. I'm like, no, you're gonna pay me.
Yeah.
why would I send them to your website?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know why, but they're all like, salt of the earth kind of people, and they just don't understand it. Like, why should somebody that's selling it get a cut? So that's why they're not making much money.
Yeah.
They got their little operations.
Right, they don't understand the concept of, hey, this, basically it's getting a marketing or sales team for free unless they sell something.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, I don't pay you unless you're successful, so it's straight commission sales.
Yeah.
Mhm. I don't know why every single manufacturer that has a website doesn't have an affiliate program
I don't either.
or be part of one. Like, because there's networks too that do that are separate.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's
is that an idea?
a really good way to say it. How can we do that?
Reach out to business owners.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, and that would be your end. How to sell to somebody, like how to convince them and get on board.
Oh, that's easy.
Because we could make them a lot of these places we could make them some money.
easy. Getting on board is easy. That's not the hard part. The hard part is creating an infrastructure that makes it simple for us or our students to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, basically what you're talking about doing is creating some sort of ClickBank,
Or affiliate program. Yeah.
giant slayer that we only target manufacturers, and let's say we target manufacturers. Oh shoot! Wait a minute. What if we did this? So small companies.
New product coming down the pike.
Well, from the SEO side, this is interesting because, like the door thing, there's not a lot of market pressure on the SEO side for these manufacturing kind of like pieces, like business to business or like boring components. On the solar there is, but on a lot of the other stuff, like there's just nobody doing good SEO.
Mhm.
So you could totally mop up the market on this kind of boring, everyday kind of stuff.
Like what?
Like whatever. If you're
No,
making
he said boring every day. I want examples, like real ones.
bookshelves,
Yeah, refrigerator,
Like,
like hinges.
display cases. I mean,
Well,
just
so I
boring
guess it has
stuff.
to be something that people are out there searching for.
Uh-huh.
So it's not something where I just go to Home Depot and get whatever,
No.
But to
Oh.
where there isn't, like tractors. If you look online for tractors, there's not a lot of good SEO content on it. Like, what's the best tractor for my particular use? You get the company websites where they just have their listings and stuff. But this is where somebody with knowledge of that field could go in and write articles, like from the perspective of the buyer, and really mop up, especially if they're an affiliate.
Yeah.
You can 6% would be awesome for the sale
Oh,
of a
yeah, I
tractor.
mean, just understanding that John Deere has get this, riding lawnmower for your house.
Mhm.
Okay?
For your carpet?
No, for your yard.
Oh, for your
For home use, residential use, not commercial.
Mhm.
Price tag? $11,000
Well,
for a lawnmower.
Holy shit!
For a lawnmower, not a tractor, a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid,
Yeah.
but it's there.
Yeah.
For example.
Well, and people will buy that. There's some upscale neighborhoods where
Absolutely.
you'll see them in every garage. You know?
Right. But so the question is, how do you force it? How do you create the infrastructure that's gonna make these people want to do that? Because that's getting a company into the sales department and saying, hey, give me 5% of the sales price and I'll market your stuff, and you only pay me for what I sell.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy sell. That's an easy conversation.
And
Easy conversation.
we would build the infrastructure for that. I don't know if there's a.
That's why I'm saying that the hard part from my perspective,
I don't think there's anything out there.
Not that
for
I
those
know.
people.
It would be easy to track click-throughs to their website, but we need to integrate it with whatever their sales system is somehow to know if it was a sale.
right.
Unless it's like a coupon thing, log in with this code to get 5% off that the customer puts in, kind of a deal, or maybe not 5%, but whatever, some kind of $100 off with this code.
Well,
That would be easy to track.
unless we conduct the transaction. The only thing that we wouldn't be able to track would be people who could hit the back button and call them directly. We wouldn't be able to track those people.
No.
The people who click through, we could do the transaction.
Mm-hmm. So certain things that are not shippable, like a giant track riding lawnmower, may not be the right.
No,
Idea for this,
I'm
but-
thinking. No, I think that's a good idea too. That's a bigger play though, because you're talking, if they say 5% on $5,000, that's $250.
Well, the other way to approach that would be they pay for leads instead of pay for sales. I don't know if that's sellable to them.
Not as sellable.
Yeah,
Or saleable.
it's a higher. It's a different buy-in.
It's a higher risk for them. Whereas
Unless
there's almost
they're
zero
already
risk.
buying leads. If they're already in the lead buying
Yeah, and most
business,
companies anymore
right,
are.
then it would be a bargain.
They're bouncing out of buying leads because most bot leads are crap.
Well, what about the local scene?
Well, that's what I was more going down the road of. Okay, so let's say you target, pick whoever, small mom and pop. Let's say Brunswick's down the road here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they sell men's clothing and shoes and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And you started marketing, and they were starting to generating online sales for their product based on your stuff. Because that's the thing is there's a lot of smaller manufacturing companies, smaller companies that don't have the sophistication to do a really good job of getting their product in front of customers.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't.
Right.
I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be a way. And it can grow with other things. But just to get your foot in the door and an easy turnkey for somebody to show value.
Just selling stuff is pretty easy because you can do that on eBay and Amazon. So like if they next door, if they wanted to do that, they feature one suit that they manufacture, or they have a line on that never changes, it's
Right.
always the same color, whatever.
Mhm.
They could put that on Amazon, they could put that on eBay and sell them forever. That would be great, and that could be their. This is what keeps the doors open around here, and everything else is, fun and profit.
I like your idea, Danny. I just got to figure out how to make it work.
But to do it
Maybe
and
so
make
bad.
it an affiliate, to do that same concept and make it an affiliate, that is the missing piece that we can provide.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It's the affiliate marketing.
Yeah, so that other
I can
people
throw the shit on
besides,
Amazon all day
we're
long. Who
not,
cares?
you're not expecting Amazon or eBay to hawk your goods for you.
No.
The whole world potentially could be a player in it.
Yeah, it could be kind of a dropship setup, maybe.
Oh yeah. If it's like product, it would be a dropship.
But like he was saying, we have the listing and all the sales, all the money goes through us basically, and then we pay them after the transaction closes. Their percentage basically.
Mhm.
That would be the only way
Pay
that
the
we.
affiliate, we pay the manufacturer.
Because the idea of trying to integrate with all their sales systems. It's just, it would be a big effort, engineering effort, because there's so much out there. All these businesses have just wacky stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, and some of them are really old, some of them are really new, some of them use Shopify, or some of them are using like freaking old school. Oh shoot, like
And we do it like the shopping network, where you gotta have some depth in that product, or else it doesn't qualify for this.
Yeah,
thing.
they would have to assign a minimum
Yeah.
availability kind of a thing, and a minimum time frame too, because we don't want anybody to be like 2 weeks in and be like, okay, it's too much. You got to shut it down.
Yeah, that would be horrible. That makes us look like a bunch of idiots.
But like a manufacturer would be ideal,
Yes.
and we could tell them, okay, we're going to ramp it up a bit. We're going to give you like a month of slowly increasing exposure, so we don't just like put their
Slam.
system to a halt.
right.
But yeah, I think that would be, and we just sell it through us, and we just email them the orders every day. The system just says like, okay, send this one there, send this one there, and we'll deposit it'll be a kind of accounts receivable deal. We'll deposit into your bank account, or send you a check or whatever.
Well, you get paid when the product ships, just like Amazon, or not Amazon, sorry, eBay. You buy something on eBay, they pre-approve your credit card, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But the company doesn't get paid until the product gets shipped.
Yeah,
When eBay gets notification of shipping tracking information, then they release the funds, something similar like that. So you're protecting both
Or you
sides.
hold it, I think like Amazon, what do they hold for? I think they hold it for.
it's like a month.
Yeah.
So you get your commissions for a month, and then after that month, it takes them another 30 days to pay you out.
Yeah, so it's actually 2 months.
Yeah.
So, but they're doing that for returns, right?
Which
That
we
makes
would
sense.
do also. I
That
think.
makes sense, yeah.
That makes sense. Because people can return, people can refuse shipment, I mean, the shipment can get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we've seen that happen.
But I was just thinking from the standpoint of, instead of giving them a separate like login like Amazon does, of course there's a place you could go get information, but we want to integrate it with their business practices as much as possible. And small businesses understand invoices, they understand accounts receivable.
Right, so you just send an invoice.
Yeah, it'd be like we're making standing orders basically, or we'd be
Right.
sending in orders and they invoice us, and we pay it through the whole old school system,
Yeah.
just like they're used to.
Right.
Yep.
And then make an e-commerce. You basically help wrap them up their e-commerce and sell the product in a broader base.
Yeah.
And then you give those products to your $7 entry level. You got a week to make money,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and show them, and then say, okay, write this one, post this content, post this content, post this content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's already pre-written, because we've already written it for them.
Yeah.
That's all cut and paste. All they got to do is click it with their unique code on it, so they know who did it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's done.
Or we write 7 or 8 variations like we normally would,
Oh, you
and give them to different people, and then see which one works.
you do both. You do both. You see which one works, but you're going to track who's where it came from. So each one has to have their own unique identifier.
They would have their own affiliate link.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's your entry level product at $7.
Yeah.
Or $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Selling rubber duckies for a week.
Loving it.
Where's the restaurant?
Over there,
Just keep
all the way to the
going-
back, and then
Just keep
under
going
the
back
stairs.
until you
Until
hit the stairs.
Yeah, go towards the stairs, and it's right on the right is a sliding door as you're going up the stairs. Just keep going out into the kitchen there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep heading in that direction until.
All right, I'll find it. Oh, there we go.
Well, I guess I'll take it.
I'll give you give us something to give them, show them how to do it
Mhm.
in an hour or so, and an exposure. Like, here's how you can make some money on the internet. Get them into the class, help them set up whatever they need to set up on ClickBank, show them how to, write the content to get somebody to click through, and then tell them where to put that information. Or maybe even have written the content for them. I don't know. I mean, that's just some, kind of a teaser, and that in the short term, it seems like an easy way to do about it. You think long term, it'd be better investment of time and energy to have your own. But
We're recording.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, you could probably get that set up in a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
You know, the class or the short class worth 7, 10, whatever number of bucks
Yeah, yeah.
to show them that. Probably set that up pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, then we have.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm
Upsell.
asking you how quickly you can set that up. 'Cause I don't have a clue.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the upsell would be we'd have to build the whole funnel.
Yeah, you'd have to.
So the upsell would be monetize your passion sort of.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
But the first step is getting them bought into the idea you can make money on the internet,
So
right?
we do-
I mean, that's what you're going down the road of is
Yes, that's what we're getting them in the door.
proof of concept of, hey, you can make money on the internet.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that your passion thing needs to be part of the course, but I don't know that we want to make it a selling point of the course yet. Or
So you don't want it to be the upsell.
well, so no, I don't think so, because if we're
That's not
targeting,
the upsell. That is, again, something we have to do to get them to live their own lifestyle.
yeah,
This is, understand it, yeah, finding your passion is not the goal. It is one of the steps we have to complete
Right.
so that you can sustainably do this on the internet and make money thing. Using your own content. Now, if you only want to do clickbaits all day long,
Mhm.
and you're good at that, you can make money just doing that. You can probably, if you're good enough and you do it enough, you probably could make a living at just doing that. People are doing it,
People are doing it.
right? And so somebody could take a $7 class or $10 class and figure out how to make, $4 grand a month, and they're happy and they're bouncing. And they're okay. Until they get bored with it and they come back and they want the next step.
Yeah.
And that may happen. But learning your passion is part of the process of, the $10,000 website, getting a book, and, becoming an expert in your field. And all those other things are really just parts of the process, not the goal.
yeah. Then we're talking find your passion. We're talking too much from the side of somebody who's already thinking in the right mindset.
Right.
And this particular $7 thing is to show people, like, it's marketing. You're a mom and you don't have any time, but you can make a few extra bucks here, an hour a day or something. Or you're stuck at work, like, why browse Facebook all day when you can post these things, look like you're working, and make 50 extra bucks, Then we're getting them moving along the right path, and eventually they're going to be thinking, okay, well, what do I really want to do with my life? Well, I think if we put ads on Facebook where it's like, find your passion, also, I think people that are in that mindset, that are looking for their passion, are almost an anti-selector as well. Because there's a whole big market of, like, feel good, you find your passion stuff, where it's just people that mess around and want to have a fun time kind of stuff. And they're not the people who are going to finish the hard work that we're asking them to do.
That need to happen.
Now, it could be a maybe later, or, at some point, maybe we do a $7 product that says find your passion and just see what kind of results we get. That could be another hook that leads into the overall sales pipeline.
But I'm talking about this product
Yeah.
and this product.
Yeah, so I don't think the $200, the next step up, should be find your passion.
Okay.
I-
So what should that be?
It should be $199 too.
Well, yeah, whatever, 197, whatever it is. Yeah. And then.
So I was playing around with the idea that maybe we should pull some of the stuff from the larger 19-week, because there's too much stuff in there, and we need to add more find your passion stuff into it, right? We need a full week at the beginning where people are figuring out what they are going to do, and we shouldn't even start them blogging to week 2, I don't think, because that was a lot, and
Coming up with an idea, first of all, without having, I can't use myself as an example because I can talk about anything forever because, I sell. That's what I do.
Right.
I'm used to talking about any subject forever. Now, writing's a little harder, but I still have lots of ideas and, lots of things I have exposure to, and I could talk about architectural doors for decades or whatever,
Yeah, right, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, because I had to do it. Most people aren't there. Most, especially we're talking to a guy who's working at Walmart and, as a night stalker, slinging boxes, and he wants to get out of it, for example. Or the guy who's driving freaking delivery truck for Frito-Lay is making $45,000 a year, $60,000 a year merchandising, but he's still working 10 hours a day on his knees and blah, blah, blah. He's got to leave the house at 5 a.m. He gets back at, 6 or 7 p.m., doesn't see his kids, and where am I don't even have a clue about what really interests me, Now but the thing to realize is every one of these guys has got a hobby.
they always I've got hobbies of some sort. I like to go play basketball. I like to shoot my gun. I like to go on the boat and fish. You know, I got a table saw and a router in my garage, and I would like to do woodwork. Okay, those are all passions. They just got to figure out how to monetize those. Figure out how to get there. Woodworking websites. They're all over the place. They sell plans. They sell other people's plans. There are affiliate markets for that all over the place. It's crazy and stupid. It just depends. And if somebody who's really interested in fishing can talk about their fishing tips and tricks all day long. And they can spit out information about fishing you've never even thought of. Crazy stupid stuff. A friend of mine who's really interested in fishing started making his own fishing poles, buying blanks from Loomis, custom turning his own handles, hand wrapping the threads, and selling them for $500 a shot.
Wow.
I mean, but those are all examples of passion. So okay, well, great. Other people are out there like I saw something that maybe it was. A lot of people are just killing it, generating stupid, funny videos and posting them on Facebook. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what was the one this morning? Something about their wife. I can't remember. Let's see. Where's my videos? Recent favorites. No. What is that video I clicked on?
So what do you think the $200 product should be for make money online? It should be associated with make money online, like make more money online, and then make
So then what do you
even
do?
more money on time. Except for we help you there. I mean, it's
Well,
just like,
remember the whole the way that we did the everyone else's course, where it's like we teach you, we show you, and then we do it for you, basically. Done with you, done for you, kind of thing. Maybe the $200 course needs to be kind of a condensed information only type system, where we don't walk them. We're not like do this. It's here's what you need to know. Everything we're basically teaching in the longer course, but condensed down into like a month. You're not going to do it in a month, right? But you're going to learn it in a month, or something like that. Maybe 4 weekly lessons, or the One Funnel Away course is a month. Is that price range? It's a month long. He does like 30 minutes to an hour every day of it. Canned, obviously.
yeah.
It could be something like that, where it's just like a fire hose of all the stuff you need to do. Which, and I'm thinking that might be cool.
And here's the thing. That makes. I mean, there are a lot of offerings out there that are doing the same thing. That same thing. A very cheap sample. Step 2 is I'm going to tell you everything you need to do. Step 3 is I'm going to show you how all to do it.
Yeah. So the expensive one would be this is day by day like what we're doing now.
Right. And the first one would be like just hey, you need to do this, 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 you need to do this. And just go over that stuff, and that's it, and the why behind it. Now again, a lot of people take that class and never do anything with it.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
That's totally up to them.
But they're on our list.
But you can yes, and you can also say, but you will know everything you need to know to do these things.
And that's enough for like someone like us. That's all we need.
Yeah. Well, and I think doing it this way really begs the question for why they need the bigger course, right? So lesson 1 will be, think of what you need to do, brand yourself. Well, you're having trouble with that? Well, in the $1,500 course, we have coaches with you, help you choose that, right? And so the upsell shouldn't be like the book, the da-da-da, right?
The upsell is we got somebody with you holding your hand through the entire 19 weeks of doing this with you.
Yeah.
You've got weekly class. You've got weekly weekly classes, daily interacting with people and coaches. You can reach out at any time to reach out. Private groups to reach out and get advice and guidance.
But this is not that product.
That is that product right
Yeah.
This is the one we're doing now. The group we're doing now. That's this product.
there. Yes.
Essentially, yeah. But I'm thinking we might want to extend it a little bit longer, because we've already sold them into this. I don't know. We'll have to think about it a little bit. But the other thing that came up to me was in the $200 one, we're gonna be telling them like, you need to get a WordPress theme, you need to get hosting, you need to buy a domain, and that whole time we'll be saying, but if you do our done with you version, we do the hosting. We give you professional themes that are vetted by us, right? So there's all these decisions they have to make, and the done for you is we just take care of this stuff. We tell you when to write. We tell you how much to write. Like we help you choose the if it's we're gonna kick up the price a little bit, but if it's $3,000, we can even throw in keyword research from I know of people that will do this you can hire to do the actual keyword research that actually know what they're doing. Like we talked about week 2, we could throw in stuff like that. That would be real. Somebody who's in it, who's like, okay, I want to make money, and we're telling them all this stuff, and they're feeling overwhelmed. And like, or you could pay this more money, and we'll just hand you as much as possible.
And let me ask you a question. Let's do this. Where's your?
Yeah, the next time we do this, it's gonna be 1997.
Mhm.
It's gonna be like 1914. That was ridiculous low price. 5 payments of.
Or 6 payments of.
And we kick that around a little bit. We can do that.
You need to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
well,
need to, because
extending it helps with that too.
Yeah, because here's what we're talking about. A big part of the problem with this is people who are struggling, or what
Then
percentage?
I have a couple grand in the.
Let me go look at this. How many people are living paycheck to paycheck in the United States?
Yeah.
What percentage of the population?
64, I think.
2%.
I knew tons of people in the military that had to stop drinking a week and a half after their paycheck. Because
Absolutely.
They were out of money.
Yeah, 63% say they're living paycheck to paycheck.
64 was
there you
pretty
go.
close.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 2/3 of the
Wow, good job,
population.
Daniel.
That means 2/3 of the population couldn't afford what you're offering.
Right.
They don't have that much to kick loose.
Right.
And I don't know how you do that, but you figure it out, because
Oh, we got it figured out.
and how you make sure you get paid. I mean, you kick them out of the class or whatever, I guess. But
We got it. Yeah, and all the payments would happen during they wouldn't happen during the class if there was 5 payments.
Well, they could if we made it 5 months long.
Yeah, you could.
well, you still got to, because you got to add a whole section, at least a week on the front end of finding your passion, figure out what you're really motivated by.
Right.
That already adds another 20. That makes it 20 weeks right there.
That means 20 weeks right there.
That's 5 months, just about.
And we probably need some motivational stuff dispersed throughout. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say you probably want to look at. I'd say your lessons need to be 30 to 45 minutes a week of teaching, and 15 minutes of somebody that actually can make people excited, and that's not you.
I don't know, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we do need some like Stephen Larson type person.
What do you mean you don't? Maybe we'll see.
We'll see, because I have plans of creating some stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about creating stuff like that. I'm talking about your delivery.
Yeah, well, we can see.
Oh, David.
What, you only see me, the only thing you've seen is me read a script I didn't like.
No, David. No, I know you, and
You know me, and go ahead.
you don't empathetically connect with people.
Oh, really?
You do. They don't connect with you the same way. You come up. You're weird.
Weird, yeah.
Yes, you well you are. You think all weird. You think Google.
I do.
And you talk Google.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, most people don't.
If only we had a salesperson here who could be the hype guy.
I know.
I didn't say I wouldn't do it. I'm just telling you that you probably do need somebody doing that. You really do. I mean,
Yeah.
some. Hey, let's review where we're at and how much progress you made without it being the same guy who's trying to teach a class. And
Right, I agree.
I think you're right. I think. Yeah.
But I mean, as far as other, like, I'm already got some stuff that I'm putting together about getting people to kick up their game through the process.
Mhm.
Not necessarily the cheerleader,
Uh,
but advancing
not-
their skill set.
right, yeah.
Well, we need a personality that makes people excited.
and
You know?
believe in it.
Like
Yeah.
Tony's that kind of a personality. Dean Graziosi is not that kind of personality. You know,
No.
Russell is kind of that kind of a personality. He's on the border, but like everybody's got their people that can just go up in front of people and make people like, yeah, feels good.
Energy level.
Yeah,
Energy people.
we need to kick that. And I don't think I'm that person. I don't think you're that person either. So
I love you,
we-
Dave, but
I mean, whatever. We're good.
No,
But
it's-
that's why we have a team.
that's right.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Because I couldn't do any of this shit you guys
Yeah.
doing. I don't understand the shit you're doing, frankly.
Mm.
No, but I think, breaking that up a little bit, kicking your price point up, adding more value makes sense, especially if you break it down like you're looking at. And making, how to make money online. Yeah. Quick and easy course. Because like,
Right.
just like you said, you brought it up like ClickBank. I'm like, what the hell is ClickBank? How do you make money doing that? I have no clue.
mhm.
But, clearly people are, because apparently, according to their website, they're doing 30,000 sales plus daily. They have 100,000 digital marketers in 200 countries and 0 missed payments.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Their sales are in the billions, I believe. Like,
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this going, really? How do I not even know about these people? What's going on there? How do I not know anything about this?
yeah, you're obviously not in this world. I mean, they're not the only ones. There's a bunch of other ones
What do you
that
mean?
do the same.
I make money all the time. I sell shit all the time. I've never heard of these. I never even thought about doing this.
Yeah.
Because that's not something I've been involved in technology since it came out, but not making money on the internet ever.
Right.
Just spending money,
Spending money. Well, it's spending money and responding to people who are trying to buy stuff that we
Yeah.
marketed. But I've never
getting the word out. Yeah.
right. But I've never like, hey, I'm gonna sell markets or somebody else like that. I never even thought of that. I had no clue how to do it. I didn't know it existed. Well, I knew it existed. I just didn't know how. So would I spend $10 or $15? I'd probably make that a little more than $7. But yeah, I would. Absolutely. Especially so all I had to do was like copy and paste.
Yeah.
Mhm.
3 times a day or whatever. Absolutely. And then I think going to the next level where, and I've seen lots of those where it's like, I'll give you this 1 month course or 3 week course or whatever of 30-minute videos. I'm only asking 30 minutes a day.
Mhm.
I'm asking 30 minutes a day to watch this video, and we do it over the course of, I'd say, 20 videos. So you do it Monday through Friday. You don't take up their weekend time, or they can binge watch them on the weekends if they want to.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Yeah.
4 or 5 a day. 4 or 5 a week. So you've got 4 weeks of classes for $200. That's going to tell them everything they need to do. Just tell them.
Yep.
That's it.
Like it.
Yep. And you already got the layout. You've already got the content. All you got to do is boil it down and say, 1, this is what you need to do. Start off with figure out what you're passionate about.
Honestly, I think we could get that done in like a couple of days of shooting. I mean, it's a lot, but we already know this stuff in and out.
Right. That's the thing.
And we,
Because you guys built the big picture first,
Yeah.
which is what you should have done anyway. I mean, that's the right way to go about it, because then you can scale it back and make smaller bites.
Mhm.
You're right. You should be able to turn that content out pretty quickly, and offer up and just change your marketing, how to make money online. Here's that one, $7 or whatever. It's a 30-minute video. It's a quick down and dirty. Go here, do this.
well, we need to figure out our hype piece. I think we should have a 5-minute hype type person or whoever that is in every one of these. Get us used to it and get people used to that. Because if they're gonna watch it every day, like how Tony starts everything off with his little dancing
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, jeez.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That was so freaking annoying.
I love that. No, I didn't like the. Yeah.
Big giant clappy hands. Dude, that dude's hands are huge, by the way. Because I know because he was clapping right in my face several times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like pancakes, right?
Dude, they're like this big.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he's like Sasquatch. His hands are gotta be this big.
He's a freak of nature.
He is. And I didn't really, he's tall,
Yeah.
right? I didn't realize how much taller that is. It's only like 7 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it seems like you're looking up like this to this guy who's right there in front of you, and because everyone I've been to, I've ended up on aisles and whatever, and he's, because he walks around and does a lot of shit. He's clapping and yelling, and and he does all that motivation stuff, and yelling, and all of it to get his
Kinesiology.
yes, thank you. You know, the body prepares the mind kind of thinking.
Yeah,
And that's a big part of it. It's really important actually to get to that point where you're in a physical place to do the mental work.
Yeah.
Which is why for me, coming home from work, where I'm mentally done, is hard because I'm already flush with sales. I'm done with sales by the time I get to work every day. It's been that way since I've been in sales because by the time I'm done, you know, I've been doing it all day long. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like literally, I don't even want to talk to a customer. When I see somebody at 4:45, I see somebody walking to my door. Our phone rings. I want to curse it. Freaking kidding me! I got shit. And that's that. When I was coaching sales, because I wasn't doing it every day, I had a lot more energy and passion, energy to put into those meetings and training and all that stuff. When I'm doing sales every day, it's a lot harder because it's for me especially is not. I'm not the introvert I portray on TV, or the extrovert I portray on TV. I'm very much an introvert. I like my quiet time. I need it. So it takes a lot of my emotional reserves to do that all day long, or when I do stand-up training for 8 hours. I've done it. I go home. I go to the hotel. Well, I usually run the hotel. I go upstairs to the room. The suit comes off, and it's 4 hours of napping. And then I call a room service at 9 o'clock at night, eat, and go back to sleep the next day. I am literally physically wiped at the end of the day. I sweat through the entire thing. I mean, it requires so much of my energy to do it, because it's not how I am naturally. But when I put on stage, I can perform, but it requires a lot of stuff. It's funny, weird. People would think I'm a big old giant extrovert. Takes all the energy in the world to make that happen. But when I'm on. I'm good. But when I'm not, you want to curl up in a ball and suck my thumb. I think that's a good. I mean, because you don't have anything right now other than your big offering, right?
Nothing for this. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so I guess why, if you're teaching us to do this, right? This is what you're teaching.
Yeah, we're teaching the funnel. Yeah.
You're teaching the funnel, right? You're teaching the whole process. Why aren't you doing the same thing you're teaching? Why didn't you design it that way?
Well, we did use a different funnel. So,
Well, but I'm saying there's actually no funnel.
actually, we did have.
There's there's no stair steps. There's no progressively getting into it.
Not like this. We just had a 2-phase.
Right. You saw the short video and the long video.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you're teaching. The course. The methodology you're teaching is sell something for 99 cents or $1 or whatever your entry level is. Sell something that's one step up, and sell something the grand salami.
Yeah.
My question was, why didn't you design your product that way?
I think we were always planning on doing these steps,
Okay.
but this is the beta group, so we wanted to test the course a little more.
Oh, gotcha. So,
And we had a limit of 12 people.
right. Okay. So your intent over time was to offer this kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, something like this.
Right. Okay. And you're seeing that we're not getting buy-in at the high level from just normal people most of the time.
Yeah, well, these were like second round, so they're people that know him for the most part, or
Right.
know us, but are not like intimately involved with the stuff we've been doing before. To kind of see what the reactions are from, one step more removed of strangers. Now, we did try to promote it, and we thought we might get some buy-in just from the webinar thing, but obviously we couldn't get people to it because of the Facebook thing.
Yeah, the advertising didn't work.
But that's also good because we didn't want to.
I mean-
we need to know that so we don't build up 5 courses around that whole concept.
Oh,
and then be like,
absolutely,
we
yeah.
can't sell it on
That would
Facebook.
suck.
Yeah.
That would suck.
So
So did you? I guess I know we talked about this kind of briefly the other night. Did you actually get any feedback as to why people that said yes bailed out? I mean, obviously, I don't know anything about where Katie's at.
The 2 people that volunteered information to me said that they didn't realize. Basically, they said the same thing: was they didn't realize it was going to be so intense. It was too much for where they're at in their life right now.
Okay. I believe that. I believe that. I mean, again, for you guys, writing 500 words a day seems like nothing. I get that. It's like falling off a horse. That's how you operate. Yeah. Just like for me, selling something all day long,
Right.
you know, selling 10 grand a product a day is not a big deal. This is what I do. I talk to customers all the time. I answer questions. I sell goods and services all day long, every day.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal to me. Other people, it would just be like, what? How do you do that? How do you take it when people tell you no? How do you, you know? So, how do we make that, the big offering, more palatable? Because once we get them there, we still need to not wash. First of all, we make it non-refundable, and we take payments. So if they get the first 2 months, and they bounce out, they're still paying for the first 2 months. Right?
Yeah. 'Cause it's a pay as you go.
It's a pay-as-you-go kind of thing, right, that makes sense. But how do you keep, what do you do to the course to not, I mean, like, the way I might approach it, and you might tell me I'm stupid, but you might approach it as half of that time teaching them what they need to do. You know, so instead of having 20 weeks of doing this, learning about it and doing it at the same time. More, it's a week of, let's teach you the first step, like, okay, you know, we find our passion, and we figure out how to get domains, we do that. So we talk about all the things we need to do of laying the basement or the foundation, and then we spend the next week helping you do those things. And then we go back to the third week of, okay, now that you have this foundation laid, here's what you need to do. You need to start creating content. You need your theme to look okay, or whatever. So you spend a week teaching them how to research keywords, finding the stuff, helping them work through that. And then the next week, so they start writing, you know, maybe one every 2-3 days that first week while you're teaching them. Then the next week, their job is to write 500 words a day, and you're there to coach and give advice and available as kind of a support network. You know, kind of stepping them up instead of doing it all at once. I know it doesn't get you through your 19 weeks of this is how you do it, but it might decrease your turnover as well.
Well, so here's something to consider with if we're adding the 1 month thing, they're going to know a lot more when they come in than people who are starting this way of doing it.
Oh, true.
1 month thing, what do you mean? Oh, that.
Yeah, so if they
Well,
took
no,
the turnover.
yeah, okay, you're assuming that you bought, to get to the big dollar thing, they bought the first two.
Yeah.
We're assuming that.
I mean, we can make it mandatory.
They would never get to this unless they went through the funnel.
Let's say they wanted to buy the $3,000 one right away.
Mhm.
We give them the 1 month first anyway.
I mean, they
Yeah.
could buy it on the first month, but
Correct.
they would have, during this purchase, they would get this piece, and that piece.
So if they decided right off the top they want, not only do I like what you're saying, but I want your help doing it.
Yeah.
Here's my $3 grand.
Yeah.
You give them the first two offerings as part of that for free, basically.
Yeah, so we could assume that they've taken the 1 month course and have an overview of what we're doing. They already know a lot of the SEO stuff already. So we wouldn't need to, as information pack,
Right.
the 20 week or 19 week. Whatever.
Right, and spend more time, hopefully spend more time helping them get into the habits of, so instead of it being instead of being a teacher, you're more of a coach, and a big chunk of that, because hopefully they've already heard the lessons and we're just refreshing and then helping you get, so today let's, instead of, let's email me your SEO optimization of your article today, tomorrow you'll write it, kind of thing. And so they send in some homework or fill out a form on the page, you guys look at it, okay, offer some comments, say, yours is okay, I looked at these words and you might want to try this one, and kick it back, and then the next day they're writing it. They do that for 1 week, so there's some interaction, they're getting better at doing their stuff. Then the second week, before you move on to anything else, they're writing and they're doing it all by themselves, and all they're doing giving to you is a link, so you can just check up on them, encourage them, and know if they're doing it. Basically coming along and saying, okay, we're going to build you up to this. We're going to, like a personal trainer, we're going to get you to work your muscles, get you used to doing the exercises so you can do it by yourself. Because right now, nobody does this except for people that are already doing it. and we're taking people that never have and trying to get them to go quick.
Yeah.
So maybe coming up with a way that's just, especially if you do this, restructure a bit so we're more coaching, less teaching in that longer course. Does that make sense, or is that possible?
Yeah.
I think that's doable. I'm
I
thinking.
also don't want.
Depends on the participants.
Oh, well, the other thing is, it can't be too much overwork for you guys too. That's the other part of this. I mean, you got 20 people in there that are all giving you content every day.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
don't think
too
we
mu-
want to do it like that.
Is that too much? I mean, that's how you structure it is really important, I think.
Well, I'm thinking because I think you're right about we need them to like feel like they need to be putting out there accountable, right? So
Right.
I think with at this level, I think the stuff you're talking about that's like a $10,000 like kind of a level, like where you have somebody that's a coach with you going.
Mm-hmm.
For this, I'm thinking we hook people up with it. So we start them at specific times. So everyone's starting at like June or whatever it is, right? And then we hook people up in smaller groups. Like this is your assigned accountability group.
And there's 5 people in the group.
Yeah, and you guys need to, as part of the homework, could be like every time you're on an article, you post it in there, and everyone,
Reads
just-
it, reads it, and makes commentary or thumbs ups it or whatever.
Yeah,
Some
I mean,
sort of-
we wouldn't necessarily have them do that every time because that's a lot
Right.
to
Yeah.
read everyone else's. But at least give them a thumbs up so they're getting notifications on their Telegram or whatever.
Right.
Like, oh, this dude wrote it. This dude wrote it. I should.
Right.
So they feel like they have accountability. And I'm thinking we also would want like weekly something live coaching calls.
For those groups.
Yeah,
Or
or
for the-
it could be just.
For the whole class.
I think it would probably be for the whole class. There would be like 1 or 2 scheduled times that week.
And a Zoom meeting for whoever can make each one of them.
Yeah, if you want.
One at lunch and one after hours, maybe.
Yeah, basically, we spread it 2 or 3 times that week in different times. So
Right.
ideally, you can make they'd be recorded too.
Right. So you can go back and watch, and then the instructor's there. You guys.
Yeah, or
And-
if we have another coach later
Right.
on.
The coaches are there anyway.
Yeah.
Available, answering questions, discussing what they've come up with.
So if people want feedback and get it.
They can get some help if they need it, and then get peer feedback as well. But they also can get expert feedback and help.
Yeah.
That's good. That takes care of a lot of that issue. And then if somebody wants even more help, you grab them up where there's actually you've got a one-on-one coach that's coaching you through the whole entire process for 20 months or 20 weeks.
Yeah.
So for $2,000 a month, we're gonna help you we're gonna do this beside you all day long every day. Well, not all day, but every day. You're getting customized, individualized, focused attention. I don't know that I go $10,000, but
Something like that.
it's gotta be up.
The next step up. Because for business coaching, like $10,000 is not much
Yeah.
from what I've seen. What people are actually selling.
But you have to have, you gotta have some.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're not leading with that.
No, but that would be another offering.
I think to make it sustainable for us, that would be somewhat in the price range-ish. For that level of, because it takes a long time to actually really give good feedback on an article.
Oh, it's terrible.
Or to actually do the research,
Right.
And if we're making this much on the other stuff, like, it's got to be worth our coach's time. It probably wouldn't even be us, we'd start doing it, but
Yeah, it would have to be somebody else, I'm sure.
yeah, when it grows. So,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking with like you mentioned, if we add another week before, where it's like a mindset week and also find your passion week, then we can give them, instead of blogging 500 words a day, we give them like 2 or 3 writing assignments that are blog posts that they write, but that are tied in with why is this your passion, or where do you see yourself
How
in
did you
5
figure
years?
out this was your passion?
Yeah. So that would be a way to get them into the mechanics of being comfortable writing and WordPress, but it's all stuff they don't have to research or anything about, and it's backing up what we're teaching. And then we start in with the beginning of week 1 here, after the mindset week. So week 0 is mindset, is all that stuff, and then we try to jam in more mindset as we go. And maybe we'll have to go through them week by week at some point again, but maybe we extend it a couple more weeks just to fit in more mindset stuff as we go.
But I also think you're right. You're probably taking out a lot of the teaching because you've got the 1 month, 30-minute classes that kind of have laid the groundwork of what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an accountability, in-depth, how to do it class. But the basics of what we're going to do has already been created and covered.
Yeah, that could. So if we're just rehashing the same stuff, but in slightly more advanced form, I'm thinking when we're teaching, like the SEO tricks from last week, I'll give them like 8 of the 10 and the free one, and be like, this is, or not the free one, the $200 one.
Yeah.
And then as we're teaching, I'll go, okay, and there's 4 other ones, but those are for the, next level up. I don't know if that'll piss people off too much.
I don't know.
Or I'll
No,
say there's
you-
more advanced techniques that we can teach
All
you.
you do,
but,
yeah, or this is just a sample of some of the techniques that we have.
Or you say it like this, and this technology is changing every day, and the people who are in our advanced college get all the new stuff that's coming out.
Mhm.
Do it like that.
And I wouldn't give 8 or 10, I'd be like 4.
Yeah, something, well, enough that they can actually find some use from it, but
It would take 4 to be enough to get some use out of it.
yeah, oh, definitely, I guess each one of them, but that's a specific example, but I say,
Right.
we section out some of the more advanced stuff
Oh, yeah, just, and
for later.
again, you're not trying to teach them how to, you're telling them what to.
Hmm.
This is the what to do, not the how to do it.
Yeah, so it could even be more vague where we kind of say what the goal of, like, this is what a good article looks like.
Uh-huh.
It links people to other stuff, but we don't say specifically, like, this is, make it this many characters long, make it bold here, that kind of stuff. That's for the next level up.
Absolutely.
And it's all upsell. We'd be upselling the whole time they're taking the 1 month course. I mean, we don't necessarily say, like, you should buy our other thing, but we mention it as we go. Like, there's
So
the advancement.
is there anything that you, David Gibson, needed help with?
Yeah.
I mean, we were gonna look at your stuff. We were gonna spend some time. You said you wanted some time.
No,
We're
yeah,
running
yeah.
out of time already. Glad
I can't believe it's already been 2.5 hours.
Great.
You guys want to get lunch or something?
We were thinking about going to Country Cousin.
David decided we're going to country fest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll buy since I was late. If you guys want to.
No.
He invited
Well,
his
I don't know.
girlfriends.
I mean,
I'm not buying for
inviting-
your girlfriends.
I'm
but
inviting the girls too.
I'll
so
buy for you guys.
I'll buy for them. What?
Okay.
Or you
Well,
can buy
I was like, dude,
David's.
what? And
Oh, I
I'm
was
sitting-
later.
and I'm sitting here like this, thinking, looking around, knowing where we're at. And I'm like, why weren't we going to McFiler's or Flood Valley or
Oh,
all?
what's good around here?
Oh, he's already made the plans.
Yeah.
David already made all the decisions for us.
Yeah.
They got their places. Well, I guess we're done with this, right? So.
Oh, he wants to talk about my